Enda suba olosholang. Papua-New Guinea is the third largest island country in the world, with a population of around 7 million people who speak up to around 851 languages. This country is actually believed to be one of the homes of the most undocumented animals and plant species. We've come across a lot of fascinating tribes, languages that are being spoken around New Guinea, and Nkaulele is willing to take you through a few rituals and cultural practices that take place in Papua-New Guinea. So stick to Nkaulele and I promise you'll be entertained. But first and foremost, I want to take this opportunity to say thank you so much for, being part of Nkaulele TV. Asanteni sana for those that have subscribed to my channel. Thank you so much for those that have been liking, sharing with your friends and leaving comments down below. I appreciate so much. So if you have not subscribed to Nkaulele TV, kindly take a second or two, go and subscribe to our channel Nkaulele TV on YouTube. Do not also forget you can get in touch with us on our social media platforms, Nkaulele TV Kenya on Facebook, on Instagram and Twitter. There are a number of indigenous tribes in the world that have very weird cultural practices that look really strange to an outsider. One such tribe is the Simbu or Chimbu from New Guinea, Papua. So the Simbu live around 1,600 to 2,400 meters above sea level, and they love one cultural practice known as dancing with the skeletons as a way to scare their enemies and also as a way to preserve their culture and beauty. Their houses are oval or rectangular in shape. They are low thatched. They have a roof, some wall made of reeds and floors that are made of dirt. The men actually do not live with their wives or children or parents. They actually live in a communal home. The reason why men in this community sleep in communal houses is it's their defensive mechanism to protect their loved ones from their enemies. Then the wife, the kids and also the pigs sleep separately on a totally different place. Pigs for the Chimbu people are very valuable. In fact, they use this for exchange in case, for marriage, for in case there is death, that's what they'll slaughter. In case there is an initiation ceremony, that's what they'll also use. In case there is any kind of ritual, the pigs is what they use. In fact, during childbirth, a woman is appreciated by the husband and the community by being given a pig, for delivering a beautiful young baby. Yeah, so that's their way of appreciating. The largest ceremony in the Chimbu community is known as Buga Ingu, also known as the pig killing ceremony. Hundreds of pigs are slaughtered, cooked and distributed within this particular ceremony, and this is basically something that has to be repaid. The giver will have to expect something from the receiver. Now the receiver are the people that are eating this particular ceremony. At some point also the receiver has to give the giver. So it's like a debt you're making with the person that will be feeding from that particular ceremony on that day. This ceremony, known as the pig killing ceremony, is basically to maintain friendship with, the neighboring communities, to just bring them together. So that's why if I am the giver today, I am from, say, this particular Chimbu tribe. Once I call my neighbors for the pig killing ceremony, I'll slaughter and cook and eat with them. But at some point, they'll also do the same for me next time, just to, keep the togetherness. Yeah, the Chimbu people are also very much known for their headdress. They have very high, I don't know what you'd call them, they're just known as headdresses. They have very high headdresses that can actually go to the length of up to one meter high, but they're very light, and they can even go the height of this particular dresser, but they will always be light enough for them to maintain, carrying it on the head for the whole day, especially during their dances and their ceremonies. This hat should not actually be heavy, so it's very light. It's beautifully done with a lot of feathers and a lot of painting, as you can see on the screen. So that is how they look when they are attending these beautiful ceremonies. During these ceremonies as well, the Chimbu people paint their bodies white using clay mud and oil from the, while slaughtering the pigs, they kind of cook the meat, and then that fat that comes from that, they store it and they mix it with the mud and the clay, then they apply on their body. It is also a way of, yes, displaying their beauty and culture, but also their way of keeping them warm, especially during the cold seasons. During their marriage ceremonies, there is a lot of exchange of pigs and something known as the kina ornaments. So during the bride price, once the father of the groom has decided that this is the bride they will take, they have to go there and then go through some negotiations. During these particular negotiations, the father of the bride and the groom will be negotiating. And remember, the number of pigs, or say the kina shells, to be given to the bride is also very highly dependent on the the kind of behavior that bride has. So one particular reason why we're doing the shoot today is because I wanted to show you how these particular people paint their body. The Chimbu people are actually one of the scariest people in their particular place, New Guinea, because during their dances or even just during their war period, they paint their bodies like skeletons. As you can see on the screen, that is how the Chimbu people present themselves to, tourists right now, and during their cultural dances and all that. But also, this was their way of, scaring off their enemies, because the Chimbu people, of course, during those days had enemies. And each time enemies would come to their territories, they would find these people that are looking like skeletons. You're not sure whether it's an alive thing or what. So you as an enemy would actually flee, thinking these people, they're obsessed, they have like some supernatural powers. No, it was just, them trying to scare you away. After encounter, of course, with the Western people, now the Chimbu people no longer, paint their bodies like that or do their hats like that. They only do this now during a very special ceremony known as Mount Hagen's festivals, where around 100 tribes come together to basically showcase what they are made of, what their culture is beautifully presenting. They will come face painted, some with different kind of hats, some with different kind of outfit and all that. But this is just specifically now for show off, and appreciating where particularly these people came from. During this Mount Hagen Tradition Festival, 100 people will come from different tribes in New Guinea. Like I had already said, we have around 851 tribes that all represent or are all coming from, New Guinea, Papua. So most of them will come to this particular ceremony to showcase where they come from. So it is basically a day, to showcase your dancing styles, your attack styles. They play a lot of games, and after like 3 days, that's the end of that particular ceremony, and everyone goes back home. Well, I hope you have learned 1 or 2 things about the Chimbu people. That is just one tribe that comes from, New Guinea, Papua, and I thought their skeleton look was actually interesting, and I really just wanted to share it with you. So if you have not subscribed to my channel, once again, I'm asking you to kindly take a second or 2 to come and subscribe to Nkaulele TV Kenya. Do not also forget to like, share, and leave a comment down below. And don't forget to tap the notification bell, so each time I do an upload, you're actually notified. So until next time, take care of yourself, and let's keep it tuned to Nkaulele TV Kenya next time. Bye bye.